Hi guys! Let's get this party started. How's everybody's week going so far? I hope y'all are ready for some lahi? Because that's where we're going tonight. Unless I've, like, horrifically misremembered what happens next. But I'm pretty sure next step is looking for Y'shtola. Because I don't think the part of the story that is absolutely guaranteed to make me ugly cry happens. Yeah, hi, Kevin! Thank you for the 40 bits. I appreciate you. There we go. Yeah, next should be Raktika. Okay. So, we're gonna go to the pendants. Oh no, the illusion that I guess the illusion that I don't do anything between streams was already broken by the fact that we've been raiding on Sundays. But, well, like, okay, we're all good. Alright. Hey, manager. The manager of Sweets is in a cheerful mood. It's my boy! Good evening to you, miss. I do hope you're well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Okay, but like I was in the ocular earlier when I was trying to get screenshots for like social media and stuff. Are you calling me the manager of Sweets, Kevy? Is that what's happening here? But anyway, like I post a screenshot related to what we're doing during the stream on my social media when I announce I'm going live, and I had the hardest time figuring out what to take a screenshot of tonight. And I went to the ocular and it was fucking empty. Even the Exarch wasn't there. I'm just like, you're making this difficult for me on purpose. But now they're apparently all there. How very convenient for them. Yes, I have business with the Exarch. Let me in, please. Posture check. I just got started and you're already yelling at me for shrimping? Jeez. You don't know that. Oh, was I shrimping? Not yet.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Guest? And who might that be? Ah. What are you doing here?
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon?
I didn't think this soon.
Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe.
It is the guy! God, I love him. I honestly think he wasn't in the game long enough. Screaming at fangirls, drown out dialogue. Look, I'm trying to be quiet.
Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon. Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies.
Man, I want to yap about a theory I have about Emmett Self in Shadowbringers, but it's going to involve some pretty heavy spoilers.
Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
What do you think it was about,
A vain
Alize?
attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
Fuck if I know. I don't know, but if he crosses us, I'll make him wish he hadn't.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far.
You're welcome.
In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Amareng, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Amareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Wait, did the twins not come with us to Raktika? I forgot about that.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
She was the conjurer.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
A letter?
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry.
Oh boy.
He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Laran.
Discuss.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I'm willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to everybody first. At last I can finally meet Y'shtola. Thancred has told me so much about her. Minfilia and I are no strangers to Raktika, but this is perhaps the first time we've bothered entering through the proverbial front door. I should be glad to apprise thee of Y'shtola's recent endeavors during our journey to Raktika. There are so many ruins scattered throughout Amarang. I'm honestly not even sure where to start. I confess, a great deal of my time in Calusia was spent befriending the people, but that is not to say I have not thought of our primary goal. Once I have escorted the Exarch to Yulmore, you can be certain I will do all I can to discern the whereabouts of any warden that may be hiding in Calusia. Okay, I'm gonna word vomit about some stuff that's kind of spoilery. So if you care about spoilers and don't know who Azam is, maybe put me on mute until you see me talk to the Exarch. I'm gonna give it a few seconds for people who want to mute. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you're not muted by now, you either don't care about spoilers or you know about Azam. So I get to word vomit about Emet-Selch and what I think are his real motivations. I don't think he gives a shit about whether or not the Scions as a group believe him or anything like that. I don't think he cares about them at all. I think his motivations throughout all of Shadowbringers is just that he wants Azam back. Because like he and Hythlodaeus and Azam were, to my understanding, a trio of like best friends back in the ancient times. And if you pay attention to his words, I think he's testing the Warrior of Light. I think he is trying to, what he's actually doing, and the reason why he like is like, okay, Warrior of Light, go meet the Light Wardens and like absorb all their ether and see what happens. I think he is testing the Warrior of Light to see if they are worthy of inheriting the legacy of Azam. And I think the reason why Shadowbringers ends the way it does, base Shadowbringers specifically, with the fight with him, is because he had come to the conclusion that the Warrior of Light was not worthy of Azam's legacy, and so he just decided to try and kill them. If you look at his actions, I think a lot of it is trying to get the Warrior of Light to regain their memories as Azam. He even makes that comment on the elevator in Calusia about remembering. I think him showing us the ruins in Raktika, him creating that whole recreation of Amarat, him including Hythlodaeus in Amarat, somebody who was also a close friend of his and Azam's and also could see souls. I think all of that was less about the Scions as a group and more about the Warrior of Light being a reincarnation of Azam and him wanting Azam back and him testing the Warrior of Light to see if they couldn't get their memories back and to see if they were worthy of Azam's legacy. Because I do wonder, like, if he hadn't slipped up with Hythlodaeus and made Hythlodaeus' shade self-aware, how would our meeting him have gone? Would he have recognized that we weren't Azim, or would he have called us Azim and mistaken us for Azim? Or, like in Endwalker spoilers, but would he have mistaken us? I'm gonna try and word this in a way that doesn't completely spoil Endwalker. But would he have mistaken us for Azim's familiar again? Like, what would have happened if Hythlodaeus hadn't been self-aware in Emerald? I do think that, like, yeah, his words are, oh, I'm extending an olive branch to the Scions to see if we can't work together towards a common goal. But I honestly think his focus is mostly the Warrior of Light, because they're the reincarnation of a friend that, like, in spite of everything, he misses dearly and wants back. Because, like, honestly, that's the actual motivation of the Ascians, is they miss what the world used to be. They miss their loved ones who either got sacrificed or were destroyed by the Sundering, and they want them back, and they are willing to do the things that the rejoinings result in order to make that happen. So, yeah. That's my viewpoint on Emmett Selk and Shadowbringers and his motivations in general. Is I think on some level his loyalty is less to Zodiark and more to the memory of the world. I mean, I think this is kind of true for all the Ascians, that, like, their loyalty is more to, like, their memory of what the world used to be. It's just partially because they are tempered by Zodiark. They view Zodiark as the means by which they can make that happen. But Emmett Selk can see souls in the 8/14ths of, no, at this point, yeah, no, 8, because 8 rejoinings have happened so far. There's been 8, 7 calamities? Hang on, I have to do math. No, I guess it would be 8 if you include, like, the fragment from the source plus the 7 rejoinings. So 8/14ths of Azim is standing right in front of him. More than half of their soul is together, and he just wants his best friend back. Probably also wants Hythlodaeus back, but that's a little more complicated. Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna jump so people who have me muted know to tune back in, and I am going to talk to the Exarch. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather, the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask you to go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered and to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet whose writings, I believe, may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey unto Fort Job, that we might secure this relic. Safe travels, Shizune. I pray that tablet and its contents prove of interest to Y'shtola. There are so many ruins scattered through— oh, you're just saying the same thing you've been saying. Alright. Let's head over to Fort Job then. Oh, they're right here. Thank credit I have come across these ruined churches before. I wish I could have seen them before the flood. The windows were works of art, I'm told. I mean, we can kind of see that. Oh, she can't swim. Well, she probably can, but she can't, like, swim the way we can swim. so she may not be able to make it to any of the underwater ruins in, Ilmag. I do not doubt this place may weather another assault by the Sin Eaters, but they cannot hope to hold it should the Yomoran soldiers return. Even with their limited numbers, the Guard can use the terrain to their advantage. Perhaps I can convince the captain to lay a few traps out in the field. Here, amidst these ruins, you will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hollowed hall, the tablet you seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. Ooh, more side quests! Time is of the essence, but side quests. And I think everything is at least level 76, so yeah, we're just gonna do this on Dark Knight for now. Let's see here. Where are you? Are you up or are you... Oh, you're over here. Alright. Use that wit's end? Why? Oh, good traveler. Thank the gods you're here. You simply must help deliver us from our unending nightmare. I speak, of course, of those goddamn gremlins who keep sneaking in to defile the graves behind our fort. Time and again have I and my fellow guards chased them away, only to see them come back in hordes, cackling and sniggering all the way. As if that weren't bad enough, they continuously berate us with an array of vulgar aspirations that, rather surprisingly given their limited intellect, more often than not hit painfully close to home. Why, it's gotten so bad that one of our men, that was definitely not me, spent the night crying into his pillow after the last such attack. But I can tell you're not one to let their words wound you, am I right? Of course I am. So I beg you, go forth to the graveyard and be the gremlin smiting hero we need. I mean, I don't have my new model yet, so I can't really rightfully call myself gremlin just yet. And I don't even know if I, like, actually have full-on gremlin energy, but... Fools! Fools, a lot of them! How can they fail to comprehend the profound significance of my fieldwork? Have I truly no recourse but to put my life in mortal danger in pursuit of knowledge? Oh, woe! Woe is me! Can I help you? Oh, hello there. Forgive me if I seem a bit frustrated. I'm a scholar specializing in historical architecture, and I have a mind to pay a visit to Laxenloft, that I might assess the full extent of the damage it sustained in the recent stand against the Yomoran forces. I had assumed that the Crystarian Guard would be escorting me there to ensure my safety, but they insist they cannot spare a single man for the task. Why, it is almost as if they believe my research to be of less than the utmost importance. I mean, it can probably wait until their people aren't in mortal danger. What's this? Not only have you set foot inside the castle, you fought in the battle itself? Truly, fortune smiles upon me today. Would you be so kind as to accompany me on my expedition? You would, of course, be handsomely compensated for your services. Yeah, sure, why not? Splendid. Then let us be off. My research has waited far too long already. I can fly, so this is going to be a lot faster than previous quests. He's made a fine mess of things. What'd you do? Oh, curse my clumsy feet. I've already done it, or I've really done it this time. I was on my way back from an assignment in Weathering when, would you believe it? I slipped and fell, sending the sack I was carrying flying out of my hand and high into the heavens. And as if that wasn't bad enough, a massive beast from out of nowhere snatched up my precious belongings in its jaws and carried them off to the gods nowhere. Suffice it to say that if I return empty-handed, my commanding officer is like as not to put me on privy cleaning duty for a week. You must help me, friend. since you asked so nicely. Who would send? Oh dear, whatever am I to do? Problems? Forgive me. I didn't see you there. You have come seeking treatment, I presume. I'm afraid we're not taking in any new patients at the moment. No, I'm pretty healthy. You're not ailing, you say? I'm sorry, I simply assumed. This is an infirmary, you see. Or rather, I should say, it used to be. My father ran it, you see, but he is no longer with us. Devoured by a sin eater at the Battle of Holminster Switch, or so I was told. I did not even have a chance to say goodbye. And so I am alone in this world now. There was one man, a member of the guard and dear friend of my father's, who promised he would look after me if things came to the worst. But then he was transferred to a distant and dangerous post, and thus I am unable to do so much as share with him the unfortunate news. You look like someone who can hold her own in battle. Would you be so kind as to brave the road and convey my message to this man? Of course, I would compensate you well for your efforts. The man's name is Ineilden, and God's willing, he still serves at Vatiska's ground. Pray seek him out and tell him about that Colfus who lives no longer. It pains me to ask a stranger to be the bearer of such grim news, but it would mean everything to me. The road is long and fraught with danger. I would not get very far on my own. I cannot force you to do this, but can you find it in your heart to help me? I mean, if you're paying me, yeah, sure. Thank you, my friend. I have no words to express my gratitude. My name is Kalia. Might I ask yours? Shizune Daskar, at your service. A gentle name indeed. Thank you, Shizune, and be safe. Alright. Here we go. Let's take out those gremlins. What insults are they gonna give me? Lick the spittle from the floors. Lick spittle. But these aren't even, like, about me. My specialty is being conned into carrying shit for people. Oh, hang on. Time to get out river. Reminds me, I got a gear coffer that I can actually use, right? Okay, that's 403. 390. Hydrate, okay. Okay, we got 390. These are 400. Oh yeah, we're at the point where 395. Okay, so Bard and Dark Knight are both at 390, which means the 403 head piece is gonna go to Bard. Because that is our main. Whoop, 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 whoop. You can neither see nor hear any sign of gremlins here. Good. And there we go. That's one quest done. And yeah, we can fly now, so this should go a lot faster. Oh, hello. Oh, heh. The name of this quest is You Had One Job. There you are. I feared for a moment that you meant to leave me stranded here. Anyhow, as you can see, this place has been seen better days. Truly a shame, is it not? I weep for all the historical treasures our realm has lost and continues to lose. Hey, so this was an elven kingdom and you're an elf. Any relation? In any event, let us have a walk about the premises and take a closer look. I mean to examine the courtyard. Why don't you circle the perimeter and take stock of what you see? Like, are you descended from the elves or at all related to the elves that lived here and you're like trying to preserve your people's history? Is that it? Or are you just a historian with a hyperfixation? Oh, wait, up? Oh, yes. Yep, that sure is a door. You attempt to open the weighty door, but its rusted hinges thwart your efforts. Whatever lies on the other side will have to remain a mystery. But, okay, but hear me out. What if explosions? I mean, I'm sure the historian would have an aneurysm if I was like, hey, yeah, let's blow up this super ancient door so that we can find out what's on the other side of it. But, like, think of the discoveries we could make. Is this? Oh. Oh, we can go inside here? Is this? This is not where I needed to be, though. Do I need to be lower down or higher up? Nope. Up? Oh, here. I am very observant. This once proud castle wall has been reduced to a crumbling heap of rubble. No doubt having borne the brunt of a Sin Eater's devastating attack. Or just the brunt of, like, 100 years of weather. Here we go. A stout rampart stands strong before you. Though it has been weathered by battle and the elements, it seems in no danger of collapse. Man, I wish we could go inside here. Let me explore Square Enix. I don't care if you make it a dungeon or an instanced area or whatever. Give us a new feature. Call it Ruin Exploration. Spelunking. I don't care. Archaeology. New job. Please look forward to it. Ah, you're back. Did you have your chance to make your way around the castle? Pray tell, how did it look to you? I see. If I might, allow me to pose an odd question. I realize that, unlike me, you are hardly an expert in such matters. But what do you think of this castle? Aesthetically speaking, that is. I mean, it's pretty. Yes, yes! I could not agree more, my friend. For a layperson, you have a most remarkable eye. Although it has suffered some damage, Laxenloft still stands strong as a singular specimen of this region's rich heritage and history. It is written in the histories that in the days of old, the elves held sway over all of Nordrond, yet they had no interest in establishing a nation, as it were, and thus were gradually driven from their homes by the other races. Hi, Nico! Realizing that they had to fight with their lives to defend their claim to the source, their ancestral holy ground, with their lives, the once scattered clans banded together, uniting under a single king. So was born the nation of Lakeland, and Laxenloft flourished as the seat of its king. Shortly after, the elves allied with the Humes, and protected the source from would-be invaders for years to come. Hey, Zev! Events took a turn, however, some 100 years ago. Elven dissidents from the Old Guard who sought to restore their race as to its former glory banded together under the auspices of a figure known only as the Shadowkeeper, and a bloody revolution began. Laxenloft, so proud and glorious, was bathed in fire and stained with blood, the beginning of the devastation that would continue with the Flood and beyond. But going back to the revolution, I came across the most fascinating theory. You see, one school of scholars posits that, but forgive me, I tend to get carried away when the topic turns to history. Let us return to Fort Job, that I might properly reward you for your assistance. I like how, like, my mom was working on dinner when right before I started the stream, and I was like, it's fine, I'm not hungry yet, I'll eat after the stream. And now I'm like, when the next ad break rolls around, I am definitely gonna go grab food, because I am in fact starting to get hungry. Hey, meow! Look at me getting better at not calling you I, because I don't feel like dealing with the confusion anymore. What's up? Something I can do for you? Yeah, I've got a message for you. The Senior's got Colfus. Say it ain't so. The bloody fool. How many times did I tell him? Forget that damned battle and stay home for it with Kalia. The girl needs you. But did he listen? Forgive me, friend. It's just, the man was like a brother to me. Anyhow, I'd like nothing more than to rush to Kalia's side with you. And I can't very well run off like that. At least not without finding someone to cover my posts. If you could spare a moment, maybe you could go to have a talk with my superior. Captain Mines is a stern man, but also a reasonable one. I reckon he wouldn't begrudge me a brief respite to see the girl. After all, she's almost family. Sure, I'll ask him for you. Can't thank you enough, friend. You'll find the captain inside the tower. I'd best we get him back to my post. I look forward to hearing the good word. This is considered inside the tower. Got it. I would call it on top of, but semantics. Colfus, slain by a Sin Eater? Are you certain of this? Truly, this is a sad day for our cause. He was a fine physician, one of the best we had. I've long since lost count of how many men were plucked back from the brink of death by his hand. Aye, he was also one of the bravest men I knew. Though he was no warrior, he did not hesitate to venture beyond the safe walls of the Crystarium and tend to patients on the front lines. It was in this spirit that he chose to establish the infirmary at Fort Job. But he is gone now, and we must carry on without him. As for Neilden's request for a leave of absence, consider it granted. Tell him to do what he must for Colfus's girl. I will see that his post is covered. In truth, we can ill afford to lose even a single good man at a time like this. And yet, there are certain things that must not be compromised. Tell Neilden that he may go to the girl's side with my blessing. Oh, there you are. What's the good word? What's the good word, friend? He said he could go. Captain said what? Must be going soft in his older age. Figured he'd at least have told me to hurry back. Goes to show you just what people thought of Pulphus. He was a good man. Treated every patient with dignity and respect, be they prince or pauper. And he wouldn't think twice about risking his own life when others' lives were in danger. Could barely swing a sword, yet it wouldn't stop him from braving monster-infested forests, roads roamed by sin-eaters, and the gods know what else. He even showed his face here at the round from time to time. Of course, that's what did him in the end. And yet, I reckon he died with no regrets, save for leaving poor Kalia behind to fend for herself. Anyhow, you have my thanks, friend. And with that, I'd best prepare to hit the road. There's someone who needs me. Neilden would go to the side of someone who needs him. Yep. Well, there's nothing to be gained from standing around here moping. Kalia needs me, so I'd best take to the road. Colfist lost both his dear wife and parents not long after the girl was born. Raised Kalia all by himself, he did. They weren't rich by any means, but still he saw that that she wanted for nothing. I can't imagine what the poor girl's going through, all alone in this dangerous world. As Colfist's close friend, it is my duty to be there for her and see to whatever she needs. Come to think of it, don't suppose you'd be interested in coming along. I'm just one man, and looking after Kalia isn't likely to be an easy task. Okay, but I can't help you with that. You're a lifesaver, friend. I'm sure that it'll mean the world to the girl. With that, I'd best be gathering my belongings. See you back at Fort Job. And we go back. Welcome back, friend. You found my supplies, yes? Oh, please say that you did. Just the thought of scouring the privy with a toothbrush again is sending shivers down my spine. Again? Partially digested and still dripping with saliva and stomach juice, the sturdy leather sack seems to have miraculously protected its contents from significant damage. Ugh. Here you go. Could it be? Oh, but it is! My sack! My lovely, lovely sack! And though it's looking rather worse for wear, the contents appear to be entirely intact. What exactly are the contents, you ask? Among other things, there happens to be a remarkable device that's been entrusted to us in the guard by the Crystal Exarch himself, who is said to have exhumed it from the Crystal Tower. Though it simply looks like a pretty round gemstone, it somehow has the ability to measure the concentration of ether in the air and matter around us. Needless to say, it's not something that anyone, not even the artisans at the Mean, can just toss together. I had lost it for good. But thanks to you, I don't have to think about that anymore. Now do I? I know it isn't much, but please take this as a token of my thanks. And with that, I'd best hurry back, lest I get punished anyway for my tardiness. Fairly well. Dude, on one hand, I can understand why losing it would have been a bad thing. On the other hand, if you're... it sounds like your commanding officer might be a bit petty. Assuming the punishment would be the same for being tardy as it would be for losing that super important item. Do my ears deceive me? The tittering and snickering is no more. Could it be? Dare I dream? Have you put an end to the gremlin menace once and for all? Oh, glorious! That is to say, thank you, traveler. All of Fort Job is in your debt. Forgive me, I get carried away when the topic turns to those nasty buggers. Speaking of which, do you ever wonder where they came from? I could swear I never saw one of them before the flood. How old are you? I heard someone saying that they just first appeared popping up after the Crystarium was built. But they came out of the tower. As for the truth, who can say? But all I know is that they're not bothering us anymore, and that's good enough for me. What's a Rogadin's life expectancy again? I thought it was like normal human life expectancy, because I think the only of the original races that like got any mention about lifespan was that, oh yeah, like Elizin live a little bit longer. But like if this guy has memories from before the flood, he is over 100 years old. And there's also a character in Dawn Trail who's a Rogadin who's got to be pushing 100. And he also looks good for his age. So, what? How long do Rogadin live? I suppose I should have expected as much, but it's bloody dark at night, isn't it? I must have bumped my head trying to walk out of my room 10 times already. Maybe the light wasn't so bad after all. I mean, there are these things called candles and lanterns. You don't need primordial light to be able to not bash your head on your door frame or whatever. Welcome back, friend. Also, it sounds like a skill issue. Train your night vision. Welcome back, friend. And thank you once again for your invaluable aid. Take pride in knowing that you made a great contribution to historical scholarship today. Pray accept this as a token of my thanks. And with that, I'd best return to my studies. Farewell. Man, every time I see a double L like that, the years I took taking Spanish classes wants to be like, that makes the E sound. But I don't think this is a Latin name or like a romantic language name, so I think that's supposed to be L, not E. So, Uncle Nilden, you came all the way here for me? And you, Shizune. How can I ever repay you for your generosity? With money. Think nothing of it, girl. Poor thing. You've been through more than any child should have to suffer. But don't you worry. Uncle Nilden and Aunt Shizune— excuse me, Aunt Shizune? How old do you think I am? At least call me Big Sister. Uncle Nilden and Big Sister Shizune are here to see to your every need. You truly are too kind. Everyone has been. Why, even those here in the fort I have never spoken to before have stopped by to offer their sympathies. Whatever have I done to deserve such kindness? I mean, I think at this point it's your dad. Reckon your old man is to thank for that. The people loved him, Kalia, and they know that his daughter and assistant is cut from the same cloth. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. What are you saying, Uncle Nilden? It's my fault. All of it. I never should have let him go to that terrible place. Don't even think of blaming yourself for that, Kalia. Your father went there because he felt it was his duty. 100 men couldn't have stopped that stubborn bastard once he made up his mind. Yes, this is what everyone tells me. That father was a talented physician and a great man. That he is a hero who did not shy in the face of danger and sacrificed himself in the name of our cause. This I know, and yet, to me, he was my father. As cruel as it sounds, I couldn't care less that he died a hero. I wanted him to live, but still, he left me. He did not even give me the chance to say goodbye. Kalia, your old man may have left you here, but you never left his mind and heart. Not for one moment. You were more important to him than anything. I know this, and yet I do not understand. His duty, his patience, his daughter. How could any one man be so selfless? Did he never stop to think of himself? Forgive me, my friends. I am still feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all. No apologies needed, girl. You've had it harder than any of us. And yet, we have to carry on without him somehow. All of us do. So tell me, Kalia, what do you plan on doing now? The sick and wounded still show up at these doors. My heart aches for them, yet I am but a physician's assistant. I simply cannot offer them the treatment that father once did. And so I think I will head for the Crystarium. I will shutter the doors of the infirmary, sell the furniture and equipment for what little they are worth, and use the coin to fund my trip. Aye, perhaps that would be for the best. I'd be safe there, at least, and as good a place as any to start a new life. There's a residence hall there, the Catenaries, they call it, where they give room and board to refugees and others looking to make the Crystarium their new home. You can take shelter there till you find a job in a place of your own. Say, Shizune, would you mind going on ahead to make the arrangements? The boy Silgam there's an acquaintance of mine. Since it's always tight, her space is always tight, but let him know of Kalia's situation, and I reckon he'll be able to find a room for her. Alright. I cannot even begin to express the depths of my gratitude, friend. Thank you. Man, it's rough because, like, on one hand, I really want to be like, what about the patients, though? You can still help and make a difference. On the other hand, like, that kind of attitude can be really shitty because she also deserves to do what's best for her. And for her mental health. Like, yeah, you could argue, oh, like, you have medical training, you have a moral obligation to help these people as much as you can. But she also has an obligation to do what she's upset about her dad not doing, which is taking care of herself and, like, valuing her life and her mental health and everything. So, it's rough. Which is also my way of saying thank you to everybody working in the medical field for, like, all the shit you do. Please take care of yourselves. Greetings, and welcome to the Catenaries. How may I be of service to you? Also, got an ad coming up soon. Or today. Whoop, how may I be of service to you today? A young girl has been orphaned at Fort Job, you say? This is tragic, indeed. But worry not. A room just opened up earlier today. I will reserve it for Miss Kalia straight away. Your timing is most fortunate. Ever since the raid on Holmeister Switch, refugees have been pouring in day after day, but our rooms can only hold so many. But do not worry. We will do everything we can for your young acquaintance. There are others here who have suffered similar tragedies and can doubtless sympathize with her plight. She will be among friends. and add. All right, I will be right back. I'm gonna get myself some food. So yeah, everybody, if you're watching this and not stuck in ads right now, make sure to get some stretches in, refill your water, get yourself a snack, tell someone that you love them, and I will be right back. All right, and we're back. Hi, everybody. All right. She'll be among friends. All right, let's continue with the story. Okay. Needless to say, I and the rest of the staff will also watch over her closely and see to her deeds, to her needs, until such time as she has acclimated to life here in the Mysterium. Tell her to come in safety, and that we look forward to welcoming her to our halls. Oh, I never did. Right, I should do that. It's just unlocking hunts, the level 73 ones. It's fine, it's whatever, but I think I meant to do it on Wednesday and forgot. Oh, so it's been almost a year of me streaming on Tuesdays and Wednesdays instead of Wednesdays and Thursdays, and my internal clock is still fucked up, which is fun. Haldor is pleased to see you are still alive and kicking. That I am. Still at it, are we? I thought you might be. I felt you had a bright future with Clan Nutsy. And sure enough, you're not dead yet. which is more than I can say about some other poor sods. I've been here, or I've even heard whispers that you've caught the eye of our Yulmoran patrons. What? What, no one told you? The whole system we've got here in the Crystarium first originated in Yulmor. Once upon a time, a few perfumed gentlemen were bored out of their wits and desperate for entertainment, and so they pooled their considerable resources and started placing bounties on dangerous beasts to attract hunters. Their original intent was apparently to derive amusement from the gruesome deaths of those foolish and greedy enough to pursue these marks. A reprehensible pastime, wouldn't you agree? But people are stronger and more clever than many realize. Like you. Marks hardly pose a challenge to you now, do they? All the more reason to pester Xylo for permission to take on 2 nut bills. I know it's a reference to Kupo nuts, but I still squint at these people and at the devs. The devs totally knew what they were doing, right? So, Haldor thinks you're ready to undertake 2 nut bills now, does he? How intriguing. Oh, why not? We're down a few ranking hunters, so perhaps you can make it up for their absence. Do you bear in mind that should you die whilst in pursuit of a mark, you'll receive no compensation? I mean, if I'm dead, I won't need the compensation. How's Shadowbringers going? We're still working our way through a side quest chain, and then we'll be going back to MSQ. But we will be Laheen tonight. You will also be dead, which would be an inconvenience for the both of us. We have great expectations for you, Hunter. The side quest we're doing is basically Girl is the daughter / medical assistant of a doctor who died at Holminster Switch. And at least right now, she is wanting to move to the Crystarium because she's quote unquote just a medical assistant. And so her plan is to like shut down her dad's clinic. But like this is Final Fantasy XIV, so we'll see if that actually happens. I seem to recall it not actually ending that way. I can't remember if she went to the Crystarium first or if she like realized this that like she wanted to stay here before she left. Ah, there you are. I trust all went well at the Crystarium. Afraid to say we had something of an accident or incident here. I'll let Kalia give you the news. Welcome back, Shizune. I cannot thank you enough for all that you have done for me. I very much look forward to settling into my new home at the Crystarium. And yet, I fear there's been something of a complication. Uncle Neilden and I had all but finished packing my things when... but forgive me a moment. I must collect my thoughts. I fear the news isn't good, friend. Best hear it from Kalia herself. My apologies, Shizune. I fear we have a bit of a situation on our hands. While you were away kindly making arrangements for me at the Crystarium, a young man was rushed here with the most horrific symptoms. Aye, no one of the new recruits here at Fort Job. A nasty fiend got him. One of those damn tree men. And got him bad. As his brothers in arms tell it, he was lucky to survive. Sadly, he won't be surviving much longer in his current state. See, the beast that nicked him had some nasty venom in its claws. The way the poor boy's convulsing, it's probably spreading through his body even as we speak. He's resting in bed for now. If we don't do something soon... Searching through Father's belongings, I found a book containing recipes for a wide variety of antidotes. The instructions seem clear enough. I am quite confident I could mix one up, provided I had the proper ingredients. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. The most vital ingredient is a swab of the original poison with which the man was stricken. And furthermore, the medicine must be mixed immediately after obtaining the sample, while the venom is still fresh. We know precisely which type of beast did it, and they are more than plentiful in these parts. We would not have to travel far to procure the poison, provided we had someone with the strength to fell the fiend. Strength, you say? The soldiers here have been so kind to my father and me. I simply cannot let them down in their time of need. Oh, Shizune, I beg of you. Will you help me? Yeah, sure. I mean, it'll cost you, but sure. You can count on old Neilden, too, my girl. I'm no slouch in battle, after all. Or have you forgotten? Thank you, Uncle Neilden. But no. You must stay here with our patient. Make sure he has water to drink, and tell him I will return shortly with the antidote. Aye, I understand. Watch yourself out there, Kalia. I am gonna shove some food in my mouth while we're killing the thing. Alright, Shizune. We've no time to lose. The creatures we seek lurk in the woodlands just west of the fort. I will meet you there. Huh. Alright. Oh, here she is. Here we are, Shizune. Do you see those ghastly living trees? These are the fiends that poisoned that poor soldier. Here's a file you may use to collect the sample. Father's records made it clear that the venom is quick to break down. If too much time passes, I will have to ask you to collect a fresh sample. Also, be warned. These beasts are not likely to part with their poison willingly. Like as not, you will have to weaken them somewhat before they allow you to get close enough to do the deed. Be safe, Shizune. I will stand by here and prepare the rest of the ingredients. I mean, I could just straight up kill it instead of just weakening it. Is that weak enough? Here we go. Shizune, is that what I think it is? It is. This viscous liquid retrieved from Twtich gives off an acrid aroma. I assume so? Perfect. Yes, I do believe this is exactly what I need to mix up the antidote. This shouldn't take long. Keep a lookout and make sure no nasty fiends sneak up on us. That should do it. Quickly now, we must hurry back to the fort while the boy still draws breath. Thinking only of her patient, Kalia runs off ahead, unaware that the scent of the medicine may attract unwanted attention. It would be wise to go after her. Hang on, let me get a mouthful of rice. Here we go. Get away from her. Are you okay? Oh, Shizune! Thank you! I was not looking, not thinking. Before I knew it, the beast was upon me. Fortunately, I am unhurt, and the medicine is safe. It's a miracle. No, it was you, Shizune. I shudder to even think of what would have happened if you had not rushed to my side as you did. But my foolishness has already cost us too much time. Come, we must hurry back to Fort Job before it is too late. Why are you not? There we go. Good to see you back in one piece, friend. Talia's inside, tending to the boy. I reckon we should leave her alone till the job is done. Her job at Fort Job. The treatment is complete. The poison has been flushed from his system. Though it will take time for him to regain his strength, the man will live. My hair? I simply tied it back the way Father always did when he was working. He would always say that he wanted nothing to block his field of vision when examining his patients. Wicked white, if you ain't the spittin' image of him. And mind ya, I ain't just talking about your looks. Why, whatever do you mean, Uncle Neilden? The fire burning in your eyes. The way you couldn't think of nothing but the poor boy who needed your help. The way you didn't hesitate to fling yourself into harm's way for his sake. I swear, it's as if your whole family is determined to send old Uncle Neilden to an early grave out of sheer fright. Like father, like daughter, for better or for worse. Is it possible? Did I resemble Father more than I thought? Aye, girl, aye. And not just your own father, but his father before him. You never met him, but I did, and I can say it for certain. You come from a long line of folks with more compassion than common sense. Colphus's father wasn't a healer, but a soldier. One of the first members of the Crystarium Guard. Time and again, he put his life on the line here at Fort Job to keep those who were building the city safe. To Colphus and I, he was a hero, and so we swore a vow one day that we'd follow in his footsteps and protect the people of this land from danger. That's how I came to join the guard. Colphus, on the other hand, was never much of a one for fighting. He struggled with this at first, but eventually he was able to find a calling of his own. And whatever he lacked in brute strength, he more than made up for with his courage. Courage that I see is alive and well in his daughter. Posture check. Okay, now I'm shrimping. Thank you, Cabby. Courage, indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Shizune? You're no stranger to acts of risking your life for the sake of others, after all. Where'd you get that idea? Come now, Uncle Neildy's no fool. Don't think I haven't heard from my fellow guards about your rescue mission with Captain Lena during the raid on Holminster. Rushing into a den of sin-eaters just to save those poor villagers. That's a selfless act of courage and self-sacrifice if I've ever heard of one. Is this true, Shizune? That you risked your very life to save the people of Holminster? But they were strangers to you, yes? How was it that you were able to put yourself in peril for the sake of total strangers? I'm a hero, it's what I do. I could not stand back and do nothing. I see. And so you did what you felt you had to do. Thanks to you, it is finally clear to me. I know what I must do. Shizune, Uncle Neilden, pray send word to the Crystarium. I will not be needing a room. I intend to stay here at Fort Job and carry on Father's legacy. I know this is a dangerous place, and my own skills pale in comparison to his. And yet, there is no one else better equipped to tend to these people. I would do what I can, what I must. Father left behind a wealth of knowledge. If I studied diligently and worked to hone my skills, then one day perhaps, I might be the healer he once was. I mean, I'm sure he started off the same way you did. Aye, my girl, I reckon you just might. Like, people need to realize that, like, when their role models are experts, those experts didn't start off as experts. They started off as, like, novices and students that had to learn how to do what they did. Like, even if something comes naturally to you, like, yeah, you start off with a little bit of talent if it's something that comes naturally to you, but you still have to work on it. And sometimes what may come across as natural talent is really just the result of, like, a lifetime of exposure to things that, like, help you have a pre-existing knowledge base. Aye, my girl, I reckon you just might. None can say what tomorrow will bring, and yet this I know. You've already done your father proud. If only that stubborn bastard could have been here to see this day. Thank you for always believing in me, but my journey to follow in Father's footsteps has only begun. That's the spirit, girl. But remember, you didn't walk that path alone. If you're ever finding yourself overwhelmed by it all, you can always give Uncle Neildy a shout. Thank you, my friend. I will. And you, Shizune. I was but a stranger to you, and yet you have shown me more kindness than anyone. Your selflessness has inspired me to find something deep within me that were it not for you, I never would have known was there. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're welcome. We're gonna go for the gal. Okay. Now we go back to MSQ. Do Thancred and Minfilia still say the same stuff? Oh, yeah, they do. Okay. Urianger appears lost in thought. That doesn't take much with him. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood, with its inexorable tides, would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from that frightful deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood, but that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Oh, it'd help if I was on Bard. There we go. Despite their architectural prowess, I can make neither head nor tail of anything in this place. You would think the remnants of a church would be more conspicuous. I mean, considering its association with light, people were probably less than motivated to preservation. Where is Miniphilia? Is she out here? Or did she go down? Oh, there she is. I've seen no sign of the church, but it must be around here somewhere. I mean, I think this is it. It would be most unusual, but mayhap the hall was built below ground. Here we go. It is very pretty down here. Yep, this sure looks like a church. I just want a voice cutscene so I can eat in peace. Is that so much to ask? Alright. Aye. This is indeed the church we seek. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from ravages of time. Yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. I mean, there's candles still going down here, so clearly it's still being used. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark. And its followers did want for places to worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed. Who subsequently migrated to Raktika, yes? Indeed. 'Twas beneath the shaded boughs of the Raktika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft and many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Y'shtola, in her seclusion, doth labor to learn all she may of the Blessed and their pasts. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke no doubt provideth a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, you'd better hurry up and find it. I can barely see my hand in front of my face. If only that torch were a little closer. Were the tablet a fragment of Holy Scripture, it would most assuredly be here on this altar. Yet this would, I presume, also have been where the Blessed placed the font of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither, then, would they have set the tablet? Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like? Good question. Search your surroundings for the tablet. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target an area and inspect it with mouse. Yep. Barely see it. Oh, I see. See my hand in front of my face. If only that torch were a little closer. Is that a clue? Were the tablet a fragment of Holy Scripture, it would most assuredly be pressed here on this altar. Yet this would... blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we've already spoken to them and got the same dialogue. Oh, was that... Oh. For a second, I almost got baited. Now where, oh where? Oh, wait a minute. I see you. You have located the Time Lord tablet. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I found it! It's over there! Within the altar, thou sayest. I dost sayest. How were you able to see in the dark? And inside the altar of all places? I mean, I'm assuming that aura limbo rings, not that mine are glowing, but I assume that that has something to do with, or there may even be lore about it. With the ability to see in the dark, because aura on the steps, like, hunt and stuff, and some of them are nocturnal because of Nama and whatnot, and their connection to Nama. I certainly hope this is what we were looking for. Naught escapeth thine eye, it would seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I'm not mistaken, they are written in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Raktika. It will be no small matter to decipher them. A fine gift for a seeker of truth. It is plain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Thancred mentioned Y'shtola's passion for learning. I expect the tablet is just the sort of thing she'd like. Should we not be going? We have a gift to deliver. Yeah, let's go! Urianger is ready to leave, but not before first offering a piece of advice. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed, which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from this taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the Blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment proceedeth not the use of another's, or precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and, in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the Blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard, who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. Okay, let's go! Everybody get your lahis ready! I better see some lahis in chat. I know I have no reason to, but I can't help but feeling nervous about meeting Y'shtola. It will be good to see Y'shtola again. I pray thee heed mine explanation of the Blessed's customs. It would be ill-advised to provoke their ire. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? We want to go to the Great Wood. Yes, of course. Right this way. Thank you.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived.
So we have.
Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
And Alec before it, I'm sure.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Bancred has told me of the Ascians and what they have done. If he isn't willing to help, is it wise to let him stay with us? If he never opened his mouth again, it would be too soon. What is it now? Do you expect me to regale you with friendly banter? Oh, very well. I will humor you this once. You may consider it my latest act of good faith. Come on then, what do you wish to know? Why choose this form here in the purse? Well, well, what a curious question. Mortal flesh is but the vessel into which we Ascians pour the elixir of our souls, molding it as fits the occasion, or not, if we so choose. Be it for a year or a millennium, I prefer to retain the same form until my duty is done. So, after arriving here in the first, I fashioned some hapless body into the man you see before you. Though, as your friend over here can attest, there are those of us who forgo such alterations. He was ever the rash one, La Habrea, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him. Actually, never mind. If you've nothing to ask me, why are you still here? Don't you have wardens to vanquish? A realm to save? Alright. His plain Arastian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it pervadeth every corner, and so long as the light warden remaineth, the sin-eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease. If not his son, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of sin-eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of your guiding hand. For a mercy, Y'shtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and hither shall be bend our steps to Fort Gone. Oh. Man, I remember the first time I came here, I was in a party with some of my friends. And so I'm wandering around, and I still had combat music on at the time. So I'm wandering around, minding my own business, and then suddenly somebody in my group, who were definitely not stalking me, they got into combat, and I was just like, what the fuck? Oh. Oh, I'm hearing the combat noises because they're in combat. Also, if I remember right, they were ahead of me in MSQ and may have been following me around, flying. My friends are little shits and I love them. Arianje said they were rebuilding, but there's no one here. We both know how Arianje enjoys painting pictures with his words, but he did not exaggerate about this place. Well, where is this friend of yours we've come to meet? We're looking.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction.
You noticed that too, huh?
Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Huh?
Now! Surround them!
These senators, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
Vanguard, you might want to open up with the 9 that were sin-eaters.
How is it they could speak?
It's a sin-eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
What the hell is going on here? I'm going with the joke answer. FYI. Kupo?
That will seem a lot less amusing when we are forced to kill them.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
Not exactly making things better.
La Habrea.
Oh! There she is.
Enough. Runard, report.
Master Matoya!
Huh?
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
Your friends!
Just passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether.
Or maybe my ether's gotten a little more
Master
radiant.
Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not.
Hey, Y'shtola, what the fuck?
There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Okay, but what about a creature from a different world whose ether is suffused with light?
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us.
Hi!
Though she is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by her most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
Yeah? Kupo! You truly thought me a Sin Eater?
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
Glad we cleared that up. That ended a lot better than it might have. No thanks to Emmett Selk. Yeah, really. I didn't expect her to be so imposing in person. That she should imagine her a stranger. Yeah. Hey, Y'shtola. The fuck? You have been busy since arriving in the First, I gather. But I would hear the tale of your travails in a more suitable surroundings. With Fort gone yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement in the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. Hey guys, it's almost like if I absorb the ether of Light Wardens when I kill them, and and then become a vessel for them, Y'shtola's gonna see that ether. Crazy thought that I'm surprised nobody thought of it sooner. God, this place is pretty, especially since the graphics update. Look at this place. And like, imagine how good this is gonna look. I'm sure they're going like expansion by expansion with doing the update, like what they did in the Realm Reborn areas. So like, in a couple of patches, imagine how much even better this place is gonna look. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the 12s would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. Fun fact, talking about like the parallels between, oh, there's like a bunch of stuff actually, between like Shadowbringers and like 1.0 and 2.0. This BGM is the original background music that are from 1.0 for Gridania. Have you ever seen such a tree? To think these are only the roots. I mean, at this point, I think this is more of a stump than a tree, but finally a place to rest. Oh shit! Hang on. Well, I guess I'll end up back there in a bit. To make their home here so swiftly would surely have required no small amount of ingenuity. The most impressive feat, wouldst thou not agree? There was an ether current back at the place, and I totally missed it. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this Amuro Keep. Thank you. And we're gonna attune to this etherite. Did I already talk to you? Yeah, no, I read you. Okay. Hydrate. Oh no, I have to refill my water bottle.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood.
I wish they'd given us that as a emote, honestly.
I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people.
Aww. But Y'shtola, I love grand feasts.
Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika.
Yep.
In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
It's a good theory.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me.
Is it working?
Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Have I mentioned I ship these two?
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Are you actually that surprised?
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
Ooh.
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
Or she took more after Matoya than just her name. Because goddamn did she sound like her. Oh, Minfilia.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
I would like this cutscene to end before the ads start. Whew! Cool. It did end. Just in time. Alright. So yeah, I will be refilling my water so that I can actually redeem that hydrate. But first, before the ads start, okay. 403 leg gear. That's I-400. That's not the, here we go. I know you're 400, right? Yeah. 390 and 395. All right, so we're gonna put this on my healers. actually kind of cute. Healers, I say as if I have any other job but scholar for healer. Alright. There we go. I will be right back. I'm gonna refill my water. And also while I'm at it, I might as well refill my ice cube tray because that is... I'm running out. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. I have water. My ice cube trays are refilled. So we can get going. Also, let me actually take that drink finally. Alright. I wish I'd never... What? Don't you finish that sentence, Minfilia. I want to hear what you wish you never, so that I can yell at you about whatever specific thing you wish you never did. When Y'shtola first arrived in the First... Whoop, wrong voice. When Y'shtola first arrived in the First, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Her thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither, seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the Blessed, however. It was not until the Great Fire, where she denied the Sin Eaters a feast of ether, that she gained their trust. Since then, I have served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of the corners of the others' efforts. I am not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has never been a man of considerable resolve. Oh, whoa, that is not the right sentence. Whoops. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alize and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the First. Change is a part of life. We can but hope it's a change for the better, and perhaps you should be concerned about how you have changed. Change is a part of life. We can but hope it's a change for the better. I don't think she's actually changed. I think she's just become more honest about her personality. Gotten a little more mask off about how much after she's taken after Matoya. You're right. And after my untoward remarks to Thancred, no doubt he thinks I changed for the worse. I will have to speak with him later. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you should take a look about Slitherbow. If there is anything you need, pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Nope. You're still saying the same thing? Alright. Then let's go speak with Runar. Welcome, friend. Welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? Ooh, wait, am I supposed to give him my real name here? From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you've brought may help us find the light warding here in Raktika? Well, you're welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, of course! Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back. With her sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. But before long, she became a central figure in our community. A great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again, now that she is with us. And I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service to the dark. But you did not come here, but you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to, so long as they reside within Slitherbow. To show reverence to the dark? In a word, yes, but fear not. It is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. Let's go. I thought Master Matoya kept her room dark because she didn't need the light. But they're all like hers, aren't they? Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Arctica. I'm a dumbass! For a second, I wasn't sure what Minfilia was talking about, and then I remembered Minfilia literally, or not Minfilia. Y'shtola doesn't need light to see. Because, you know. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Arctica. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of the light's impurity? I mean, you might have a little bit of trouble with that with me, but, you can try. You mustn't be rude to our hosts. Also, Minfilia, you know, being the Oracle of Light and all that. Please, this will only take a moment. Kneel. Oh, I could have clicked on the quest thing instead of typing. Oh well. I'll get used to that eventually. Maybe. As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? Refreshed. I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Oh. I mean, I said refreshed. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said their prayers imbue the water with a faint, dark energy. A prickling sensation? No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. Maybe it's because I'm the Warrior of Light and have nom nom to the ether of 2 Light Wardens? I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. Oh, it's probably just because of our relationship with Hydaelyn. Or connection with Hydaelyn, I guess. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect. Unless... By the gods! Master Matoya was right! You are Sin Eaters! No! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. Alin Tuta. In the language of Ronka, it is one of several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alin Tuta, and they will know you as friends of the Blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. Alright, let's go. For a second, I thought that was Alize, but that person's name is Elsa. Okay. Placid Elder. Alan Tuta. The elderly woman smiles warmly. Oh, maybe she can't speak. I thought she was just snubbing me because she thought I was an outsider, but... I've no business with strangers. Ah, a newly come traveler. Alan Chisi, and welcome to Silverbow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea, the quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. Also, is there one here? No. Away with you. Jeez, rude. Alan Tuta, I guess. Alan Chisi. Welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But fear not. Our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask, and it is yours. I'm surprised I didn't run into Minfilia anywhere. Oh, there she is. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to her yet. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but already I'm starting to feel at home. There is still much I have yet to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now how they've built such a thriving community. Hang on, let me decline that so that I can talk to Runar real quick. I hope your stroll about Slitherborough proved enlightening. Alright. Skip through her saying that stuff again. Here we go. I can see now how they've come to thrive in these woods, even with all the Sin Eaters. Judging by the glint in Runar's eyes, there is more for you to learn about Slitherbow. Oh wait, I forgot to check and see if there were side quests. Oh, I'm sure they'll pop up eventually. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we have had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions, or there's anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. I'll remember that. Thank you. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment. But if you would be willing to lend a hand? Lending a hand is my specialty. Man, a part of me wants to be like, no, fuck this, but it would be my pleasure. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug of water. All I ask is that you take a jug and water the crops in the square. One of those jugs? May I help too? Of course! One of you can do the filling, the other the watering. Oh, okay. Speak with Ursabel, or when you have finished. She'll be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. Well, you take care of that. I will see to your room and a warm meal. Right then. I'll fill you water. Okay. You meant tiny itty bitty jug, not one of these things that's basically the same size as Minfilia, right? This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out. Take the jug, blah, blah, blah. Alright, we know how this works. And I will go ahead and do this, and then pick up all these side quests. Go, go, go! You have watered half the plot. Fetch another jug of water to take care of the rest. First things first. Meryl looks as though he is expecting someone. A moment, if you would. I am recently returned from patrol, but I fear something has happened to my comrades. By all rights, they should have arrived here when I did, if not sooner. It was meant to be a simple sweep of the perimeter, dispensing with any raptors we spotted along the way. Would you be willing to search for them? In case they should return before you do, I will remain here to receive them. If they are wounded or hiding, they are not like to reveal themselves to a stranger. You will need our password, Twtich. But say the word and they will immediately know you for an ally of Slitherbow. Was there enough water for the plot? There's enough water for half of it. Only half? I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you. Oh, hi, Ellie! Posture check and hydrate. Noted. Alrighty. The whole plot has now been thoroughly watered. Hang on. Report. Spam. Report. Hide user. Alright. Remove. Refresh. There we go. Let me go pick up at least these 2 quests before I... Well, actually, oh, yeah, no, I should pick up the rest of these quests. Caring Carpenter. This Caring Carpenter could use a sharp eye and a steady hand. You are Shizune, yes? Master Matoya speaks highly of you. If I may, I would make a request of you. It is my duty to craft arms for the Knights Blessed, but I've recently found myself without tusks for spears. If Master Matoya is to be believed, and I have no reason to doubt her, you are skilled with blow darts. Might you be willing to assist me in hunting swine? If you are so inclined, meet with me at the edge of Lake Twtich. Ah! You're one of Master Matoya's guests, are you not? Perhaps you can assist me. To the west of here, in Lake Twtich, sits a tree which cradles an enormous crystal, fruit of the Protector. It is said to have existed even before the Empire of Ronka. I require the bark from this tree, and I would ask you to retrieve it for me. I must make dye for our clothes, you see, and it is a most vital ingredient. As you might expect, eaters and all manner of beasts are drawn to its power. Were the woods not so rife with danger, I would go myself. Please, say you will help me. I require but 4 pieces of bark to finish my work. Okay, cool. I can still do these quests on Dark Knight. Let me finish this bit of MSQ on Bard, though. Hi, I watered the garden while you were looking away, so apparently you didn't notice? Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? I watered your garden while you were like 5 feet away from me. You watered the crops? Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I've been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops was always Twtich's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the Blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Ratika Greatwood. I see you have read our history. But there is a history that is told, and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those who lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin-eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth, they found new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies, in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray, for the safe passage of wayward souls unto the blessed black abyss, for the return of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. God, I got completely flashbanged by Midphilia's hair. To keep their legacy alive. People from all walks of life are welcomed among the Knights Blessed. Our faith in the dark is infinitely greater than the sum of our differences. That's kind of beautiful. Alright, let's finish picking up these side quests. And do the thing. Varthon? Varthon is in a hurry, but not in such a hurry that he would deny a helping hand. You're that guest Master Matoyo is telling us about. Please, you have to help me. I've searched high and low, but I can't find my friend Karnas anywhere. I fear he's run off to Fort Gone again. It's where we grew up, but it was abandoned years ago after the Sin Eaters attacked. The place is teeming with all manner of beasts now, and Master Matoya has expressly forbidden anyone from setting foot there. I don't know what's gotten into him lately, but we have to find him, before he gets hurt. If you should find him first, you'll want to tell him our password, Twtich. He is the skittish sort, so don't delay in telling him, so he'll know you mean no harm. I really like that hair on that guy, and I think I know which one it is, but I'm willing to bet money that if I put it on my character, I'd be like, it looks better on other people than it does on me. Pretty classic thing to happen to me. Vondia has tea to brew, but no ingredients to do so. Excuse me, miss. You're one of the visitors from the Crystarium, yes? I realize this is sudden, but may I ask you to gather something for me when next you venture into the woods? I am to hold a tea ceremony this afternoon, but only now remembered I have depleted my store of tea mushrooms. I have not much, but I will see you... but I will see you duly compensated for your troubles. Alright. They can be found to the south in the City of Swamps. But before you go, you will need this. A preserving agent for the mushrooms. They are quite delicate and prone to releasing their spores prematurely without it. If you could gather 5, that would be more than enough. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna start by redeeming myself for forgetting to grab that ether current earlier. Oh, right, I should also switch to Dark Knight if we're gonna do side quests. That reminds me, did I... Oh, I have a ring I have to give to somebody. Grabbing that. And then the next one is northwest. Alright. Then I'll worry about that when I get near it. Mushy time. Alright. Ah! Alright, River, let's take care of this thing together. Let's go, partner. Oh yeah, it's totally winnable, Miko. What do you take me for? Also, fun fact, tomatoes are originally from South America, and tomato is what they were originally called. That's where the word tomato comes from, is tomato. If you're interested in food history, there's a YouTube channel I honestly haven't watched in a while, but it's like one of my favorites, called Tasting History with Max Miller. Super cool information. Also, fun fact, when tomatoes were first brought to Europe, they thought they were poisonous. When the reality is what was actually happening is that they were eating on pewter plates. And pewter typically has lead in it, so the acid from the tomatoes was leaching the lead out of the pewter and poisoning the people who were eating from them. Where's that last mushroom? Oh, whoops. Right. Oh, I had to put this stuff on it and then gather them? Oh, why didn't I just put the stuff on them and then gather them at the same time? That's dumb. That's not how I would do things. I would treat the mushroom, pick it, treat the mushroom, pick it, treat the mushroom, pick it. That's way more efficient. And I realize it's probably a limitation of the game, but like, they also could have made it like, no, not even, because they could have made it like 2 objectives that were part of the same step of the quest of treat mushroom and pick mushroom. Or treat mushroom and pick treated mushroom as one thing. I'm slightly salty about that. That is an A rank. We're gonna have to be very careful. Okay. Oh, right. Is this one of the ones where somebody's hiding? What we do for family? Yeah. Here we go. Stay away from me. I beg of you. Is it capitalized or no? Cool. You're from Slitherbow? Varthon must have sent you then. I was fine until that damned beetle. It's only a scratch, but I'm starting to feel numb and my vision's grown clouded. Worst of all, I dropped my only vial of serum somewhere in these damned woods. Could you find it for me? I can try. Okay, I almost forgot. Is there... if there is, I kind of fly to get it. Okay. I was wondering if there was a sightseeing log location, but I think we'd have to fly if there is one there. It's probably, like, up there. Go away, tree. I said go away. Cool. Alright, where, could... Oh, there we go. Discarded bottle. And now we're gonna go even more north. Is that the A rank? That is the A rank. So, or not A rank, B rank. So I'm gonna go ahead and shout that out in case anybody needs it. If you're doing anything with Centaurio seals, or not Centaurio seals, with sacks of nuts, no reason not to still do your A ranks for Shadowbringers and Endwalker. It's a free 100 sacks. I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking advantage of that sooner, but I did do it last week on my main, which is how I got my Brontosaurus mount. Alright, let's see here. Which quest is this? Plan's Gone Awry? Which is the other one where I have to say the thing. Now, do I have to find the people? Yes, I do. Okay. Also, god damn it. Oh, cool. Stay back. It's cool, I'm a friend. Oh, thank goodness. When I heard you approaching, I feared the worst. I spotted a raptor not far from here, and thought it suitable opportunity to train my companion, a hunter newly joined to the guard. And in my fervor for the hunt, somehow lost track of him. The raptor is injured, but to leave it now would jeopardize our stores of food. Or worse, should anyone else cross its path, I must go after it. Would you search for him in my stead? Once you have found him, return to the Slitherbow and inform Meryl that I have spotted a raptor and gave chase. Okay. And then this isn't the super fancy schmancy tree. That's the tree over there. Yeah, that one. So, Hapless Hunter. Mercy! Mercy! Shh, it's okay. Tuktu. Oh, thank goodness. We were hunting raptors and managed to corner a rather nasty one, or so we thought. After taking an arrow to the backside, it let out the most blood-curdling scream. I was expecting it, but I panicked and ran all the same. I think my nerves are settled now, though. I expect I'll get an earful from Meryl, but I suppose I have it coming. If you climb up this tree, you should have a clear view of the area. Sooner or later, a boar will come to drink from the lake, and that's where you come in. Or that's where you come in. Use the darts to paralyze it. Then we can safely extract one of their tusks. That's actually really shitty. Hey, maybe you're better off, as long as you're not hunting them to extinction, just, like, killing the thing and also using its meat. Because otherwise, like, detusking animals, this is what part of what's putting elephants in danger, is their tusks are what they use to defend themselves from predators. And so if you take away their tusks, yeah, you're leaving it alive, but you're leaving it alive without any way to defend itself. And if I remember right, what's happening because of that is that elephants are now starting to be born without tusks. Which is a problem. Again, because they need those things to defend themselves. It's been quite some time since I've seen such precision. Well done. If you'd be so... Or if you would see to plucking a tusk from the swine, I will gather the rest of the supplies I need. When you finish, meet me back at Slitherbow. You're way better off, like, as long as you're being responsible about it. Killing the animal, using the meat to feed your people, using the bones and the skin and everything else. Like, making full use of the animal. Oh, great. I hope none of my quests take me too close to that thing. Alright. Oh god, I remember this quest. God, it took me forever to find one of the things I needed to find for this. Okay. Oh, hey! Bet I can guess what this is for. Yep. Fruit of the Protector. Cradled within the branches of a giant tree, this immense crystal boulder is suspended above the waters of Lake Tusi Mekta. The Fruit of the Protector, as it's known, has been the subject of worship since the time of the Ronkan Empire. And even now, folk tell the legend of the great entity believed to be cocooned within. I wonder if that's a meteor, kind of like what is in, I'm blanking on the name of it, but the forest in Dawntrail. I've been playing this game just long enough that I hear meteors and like, oh yeah, it's fucking with ether, and I immediately get suspicious. So I've got not solid theories, but like, at the very least, theories about what may or may not be important in terms of clues for what's going to happen in the story going forward. We'll see if I'm right. Or if I'm just going crazy conspiracy theorist with a red string board. What? Go. Go. Aha. There's one. Check all these routes first. But yeah, no, I remember I got to like the last one of these and I was having so much trouble finding it. I really hope that doesn't happen again. Up this way? Yep. Okay, that is 2 out of 4. See here. I think I am gonna get on River's back to just speed up movement a little. Okay, so it's not... Yeah. It's not on this one. What about the routes over here that we can access? Oh, it's pointing down now. Okay. Now for my other theory of where these might be. Because this is the trunk of the tree, so maybe. No? What about over here? Oh, is this part of the same? Oh, hang on. Let me at least grab this one. At least this time, I have the, like, elevation indicators. Though we didn't have those back in phase Shadowbringers. Those got added, I think, during a patch. I think it was during Shadowbringers that they gave it to us, but it wasn't during phase Shadowbringers. So, yeah. I can go underwater and confirm that the spark is not hidden underwater. Which brings me back to looking everywhere on these things. And I do think part of the problem is last time, because there was no elevation indicator to tell me it wasn't underwater, I think I did waste a bunch of time, like, diving underwater trying to find the last thing of bark, even though it wasn't there. Nope. Where, oh where? And I am also checking the undersides of these things, because that would be a very sneaky way for them to go about it. Oh, there it is! I thought I looked here. Is it because, did I, like, go this way and then go down and just happen to not see it because it was hiding from me? And this is why looking in one direction and then going around the circle in the opposite direction is effective. Alright, and I think that gets us everything, so we're gonna go back to the guy who needs the antidote. I think there's a way for me to get back to land without... Yes. Without having to dismount. I'm so good at this game. Now the question is, am I about to get roped into a quest chain? Or... Oh, no, because... Nah, no. We're not at the quest chain yet. We need to be introduced to a certain little wormy first. Oh, I guess I know what we're naming next for tomorrow's stream then. So you came back after all. Yes? There you are. Did you find it? A vial of all-purpose anti-venom, common among the Knights Blessed. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Thank you. I should be fine now, after a bit of rest. What were you thinking coming back here? You could have been killed. I had to, Farthon. For my father. Oh, this is a quest chain. Well, thank you for finding him. I could never forgive myself if something had happened to him. Wait a minute. Are these two? Is this the side quest? He's desperately searching for something. I have to find it, Varthon. My father's sword. He was on guard duty that day when the Sin Eaters attacked. He fought so hard to keep us safe. But I wish he would have thought of to save himself. Not a day goes by I don't think of his sacrifice and what little good I have done with it. I thought retrieving his sword from Fort Dawn would be a start. I didn't realize it meant that much to you. I should have been able to handle this on my own. There weren't even any Sin Eaters nearby. Still, I ran away. I'm a coward, Varthon. A bloody coward. Keep your voice down before something hears you. I feel horrible for asking after I dragged you out here to find him, but I'd appreciate it if you were to help a little longer. I can't stand to see him like this. Knowing him, the only thing that will get him out of this sour mood is finding his father's sword. Would you come with me to look for it? It should be somewhere near where his house used to be. Yeah, sure. Let's get moving then. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe this isn't that quest chain. This is a different chain. I don't think these are the same guys. His house should be somewhere toward the heart of the settlement. Stay sharp. There's no telling what's lurking about. Escort Varthon through the ruins of Fort Dawn. Yeah. Got it. Can't talk to him. This isn't one of those escort quests, but... Also, excuse me. Can't remember if I remember to say that. What? Let me just... No! Sword? No, that's not right. The pattern on the hilt is all wrong. I mean, we could pick it up anyway. I'm sure it belonged to somebody who's missing it, or who's missing the person it belonged to. Ad break. Oh, things are attacking. Okay. Well, as long as I don't read dialogue, I'm sure it's fine. Away for like 2 minutes. Just to bio real quick. Well, we have an ad going, and then I'll be right back. welcome back everybody from ads. Reminder to everyone, if you're not already subscribed to me on Twitch, be sure to subscribe for the ad-free experience, emotes, and if I get to 25 non-gifted subs before the before I finish Shadowbringers, or by the time I finish Space Shadowbringers, I will do the Nier mate raids on Black Mage. We do we do alliance raids with minimum item level with 15 people, so it should be funny, I'm sure, for someone. Oh, right. Let's see here. Is this it? No, that's not right. The pattern on the hilt is all wrong. Again? If you could stop standing right in the AoEs of the monsters that are attacking us, that would be fantastic, Barthon. Is this it? There, that's it. Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Karnas's face. He's going to be so happy to see that sword. Here you go. I can't go back without that sword. I won't. Yep. A long sword showing early signs of rust. Its hilt is stained with what we presume to be the blood of sin eaters. By the blessed dark, you found it! Holding this sword, it feels like he's right here beside me. I remember that day when the sin eaters came. His father was one of the bravest men I've ever met. I'm sure he would have wanted you to have it. His father meant the world to him. He may not look it, but he's elated to have that sword. Despite having his father's sword, you suspect Karnas is not yet ready to return. Words can't explain how grateful I am. Thank you. Sorry we put you through all this. Karnas seems well enough to walk now, so I'll see him back to Slitherbow. Actually, there's one last thing I wish to do while we're here. If we're ever to rebuild Fort Gone, something has to be done about the animals that wander about the ruins. Which is why I boiled meat in a stew of poisonous mushrooms and snake venom. I was planning to place it around the ruins for the raptors to eat. Are you crazy? Master Matoya said... Master Matoya isn't here, and no one ever goes to Fort Gone, so they'll never have to know. Cover the west side of the ruins. You take the east. Fine. I wish you told me about this when we were looking for your dumb sword, so we could have just placed the meat before we rendezvoused with you. Poison meat. Oh yeah, what is the flavor text for it? Say it. What is the flavor of the poisoned meat? A chunk of spoiled meat, boiled in a poisonous stew, originally invented by Master Matoya. Why did she invent this poisonous stew? Hey, Matoya. Hey, Ishtola. Just the smell of it makes my stomach turn. I almost feel bad for the raptors. Good, you finished. Our side is taken care of as well. We should leave before our clothes begin to smell of the stuff. Oh, I just realized. I never saved Slitherbow as my home point. There we go. It's good to be back. I hope we haven't been too much of a bother. Sorry again for dragging you into my troubles. I'm just glad you weren't seriously hurt. You never tell me or you better tell me the next time you plan to do something crazy like that. There won't be a next time, I promise. I can't afford to be reckless if I'm ever to be a match for my father. Thank you again for your help. It's only a pile of rubble now, but someday I'll rebuild Fort Gone. You wait and see. You mean we'll rebuild Fort Gone? It's my home too, you know? For all the people who were forced to abandon their homes. For your father. You'll come visit, won't you? We can hold a grand feast in your honor. To the woman who helped make it all possible. I do like having feasts held in my name. It's like I was saying to to Master Matoya earlier. There you are. My comrades returned not too long ago. Though I was disappointed to hear our newest guardsman fled in the face of danger. Perhaps he needs more training before venturing out into the woods. Perhaps you are right, but I must give this some thought before I speak with him. Thank you again for your help, miss. I didn't want to say he's not fit for it because I don't think that's anybody else's decision but his at the end of the day. Ah, you are returned. Were you able to reach the tree? I was. A seemingly ordinary strip of bark taken from fruit of the protector. Thank you, miss. Thank you. I realize it looks like ordinary bark at a glance, but it makes for such wondrous colors when properly ground and mixed. Garments dyed using the bark from that tree are said to be blessed by the protector, you know? Mark my words, every guard in Slitherbow will be dressed from the head to toe in clothes using my dye. Perhaps even the children and the elderly. I better set to boiling this bark, if you'll excuse me. You didn't have trouble procuring a tusk, did you? A large, jagged tusk, plucked from the mouth of a feral swine. Unless those, unless those boars can, like, regrow their tusks, it still doesn't feel great to me. My, that's quite a find. This will make it for an excellent spear. I pity the swine have grown so scarce since the flood. We could possibly find use for their hides or their meat, but it would be all too easy to hunt them to extinction. The same holds true for many of the animals here in the Great Wood. Then stop stripping them of their means of defending themselves. We must be mindful to take only what we need. An important lesson to learn for any who would call these woods home. They're probably going extinct because, like, yeah, you're not killing them yourselves, but you're taking their tusks, and so then they can't defend themselves against predators, so their predators end up killing them. And you're still contributing. Again, unless their tusks can grow back. And even then, you're still leaving them vulnerable until they do grow back. I pray you had no trouble finding the mushrooms. A wild mushroom used to brew tea by the Knights Blessed. My, these are absolutely splendid. They contain an ever so slight amount of poison, you know. Not enough to cause adverse effects, mind you. but over time one can build an immunity to some similar toxins. Would you care for a cup? It's the least I can do. No? Well, if you should change your mind, I'd be more than willing to prepare some for you. What's gonna happen if I talk to her? Never mind. She doesn't even acknowledge the quest. Alright. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here for tonight, and we will continue with talking to Runar again tomorrow, because my concern is if we get too far into MSQ, we're gonna end up in an awkward situation where it's gonna be hard for me to, like, pause. So I'm gonna wrap up here. Again, thank you everybody so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button on on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch to make me have to run the Nier raids, minimum item level, 15 people, no echo, on Black Mage, if I can get to 25 non-gifted subs before we finish Shadowbringers. I should probably advertise that better, huh? But yeah, so that's what's going on with that. I think we have like 13 more subs we need to get to make that happen. So sub. In the meantime, you can be sure to join the Discord for the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel, including behind-the-scenes stuff before I announce it on social media. As for other social media, you can follow me on Tumblr, you can follow me on Blue Sky, and you can follow me on Instagram at Cheese. I will be back tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time with more Final Fantasy XIV as we continue with Shadowbringers MSQ. Friday, as always, 8 o'clock Central will be Friday Night Writes. Chill stream where I write and everybody else hangs out, chills, maybe works on something productive if they want to. And Sunday, we will be continuing, starting at 4:30 Central, with progging through Sigmascape, Savage, no echo, minimum item level, with the rest of the pantry. We have made it to God Kafka. So we managed to get through all of phase 1 of Kafka in one stream and start progging God Kafka last week, or like last week, like on Sunday. So next Sunday will be, oh no, wait, no, I'm a dumbass, I forgot. Next week is Thanksgiving. No, there will be no stream on Sunday. I'm actually taking a break for the week of Thanksgiving, so after Friday, holy shit, I'm glad I caught that. After Friday, God Kafka's gonna have to wait. After Friday, there will be no stream until December 3rd. Well, none of the regular streams, because I will be taking a vacation. However, November 30th, 7 o'clock Central Time, we will be holding a birthday stream because your girl is turning 34. Yeah, I need to like actively remember that when promoting streams for the next week because whoops. But yeah, so that is the deal with what's going on right now. Until I see you guys again, let's find somebody to raid. Who's streaming right now? Who's live? Who's doing things? Let's raid the real Crystal Mommy, who is in fact the real Crystal Mommy, because that is Amanda Aiken, singer of a bunch of the songs in Shadowbringers. She is in Heavensward, I think. Yeah, she's starting Stormblood. Okay. So yeah, let's go raid. Pantry raid on a real Crystal Mommy. Let's go. Until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye.